It's Jenny from the Cross Stitch Emporium. We are here on the 1st of May. And okay, let's just start with this. May Day is Lay Day in Hawaii. Now, we lived in Hawaii for 3 years, and our boys, they went to a private Catholic school while we were there, and they had a fabulous musical cultural program. And every May 1st-ish, it was usually on the Friday, we had Lay Day in school, and it was a huge program, and it was amazing. And the art band, choir, and a 4th grade teacher did the cultural immersion, and it was fabulous. To say all that, now whenever May 1st rolls around, I'm always singing May Day is Lay Day in Hawaii. It's a song. Google it. It's there. It'll make you happy, but you're going to get a lei. You're going to get flowers, and it'll be fabulous. So that's where I am. Excuse me as I have a quick sip. I've started this video like 6 times, but I keep coughing, so I just decided to go get a cup of tea and maybe get it right. I don't know. We'll see. All right, linen. Well, first, let's start with this. We are an online cross-stitch shop based out of Sheridan, Wyoming. We have all the paperwork in with the bank for the loan for our renovation out back for the pole barn. If you don't know what a pole barn is, pop back a couple videos. I think video number 5, you'll see what the pole barn is all about. And we are getting really excited. The business plan was done. It tested moments of our marriage because I'm artsy fartsy and my husband is business focused. We had to bring that together to make a fabulous plan. And we did. I think we did. I think we did a pretty good job. It ended up like 14 pages. A lot of it's my words. And then there's some spreadsheets and some analytics that my husband did. And I think we made it pretty. And the bank has it. So we're super excited to hear from them. Hopefully next week. They didn't think it'd take too long. They just wanted us to come in and chat. So we did that. And now we're here. All right. Shop update. That's what we got. We have paperwork in. We're waiting on the loan. And we are... we've got linen. All right, let's start with, let me start. This one was fun. I picked this up on Tuesday. Every flower that blooms has to go through a whole lot of dirt. It just made me giggle because I got home from Maine on Monday, and Tuesday I'm trying to upload linen and our internet kept dropping. I mean, it would connect right back up, but it would drop. And it was like the most frustrating thing. And guys, I don't do IT well. I told you this learning journey has been all about IT learning. But linen, we carry majority of it Cedar River from Jody. Last year I was able to go and meet, I know Jody, but I could meet her in person. Like we sat and chatted, and we had the best entrepreneur, new business venture conversation day. I think we put in 10 stitches total, and but we just had great conversation, and it just filled my cup. So Jody was kind enough to say, yeah, I'll go ahead and provide, meaning at the time she'd only put herself into 1 or 2 shops, mostly online sales, and now she's expanding her ability to provide to smaller shops. So I got in on that business, and I was so excited. When it came, I just let it sit in my house. I've had it for like 2 weeks, and I just paralyzed to cut it up, paralyzed to figure out the pricing. I mean, it was just all things. I'd learned to thread a serger, and then I started to put it up online, and I was going to get ready to drop it, and then I was going to Maine, and I thought, I did not want to put something up and then find out I made a mistake somehow. So I wanted to be here should I have to react, because it's easier to react on my computer than it is my iPhone. So I waited, put it up on Tuesday, and I've already gotten quite a few orders. So thank you very much for that support. What I wanted to do is to talk about linen today, or Aida. And I have examples of both. This is an example of 14 count Aida on a large stitch. Now it's a darker fabric. When I first started stitching, all I stitched on was some type of white or tan, but I started stitching in December. By I think March, I was already like picking colors because they make me happy. I'm a little on the conservative side, just so you know. But this one makes me happy. It's a Halloween stitch. I don't remember what the stitch is. It's a clothesline stitch by Raise the Roof. I think it's called Witchy Drawers or something. She's got a whole clothesline series, and this is one that I've been working on forever, and I just need to get it done. My goal is to have it done by Halloween. Small goals. I can't promise it'll happen, but that's my goal. But 14 count, darker fabric is fun to stitch on, but you have to have the right lighting if your eyes don't adjust well to it. Once they adjust, for me, it's easy. I don't wear magnification. I can't. I have migraines, and if I wear the little magnification clippers on or those little headlamp things, I get migraines for 3 or 4 days. Like, it will not go away. So I don't use them. I just use my little peepers here, my reading glasses, and off I go. I have an example of a 32 count. I don't carry fabric flare in the shop. Doesn't mean I can't or won't eventually, but right now I don't. But I picked this up probably like 3 years ago. It's a 32 count. I was really scared to stitch on 32 count. I used to think I would never be able to see it, but 32 count I do fine with. My first couple of projects were a little iffy, but I took a couple stitches and off we go. So I've got this set aside for a bird that I bought from just another button company. I have one done. The other one's coming. I don't know what this light today. It's overcast and the sun keeps popping out, and I can't seem to get out of a shadow. If it's not the volume, it's the light. We'll get it all figured out. All right, let's talk about, this is a 32 count. This is a Bestitch Me fabric. I think it's called Gold Rush. Don't quote me on it. I am going to start carrying Bestitch Me in the shop, and it takes 6 to 8 weeks, like I said before, to get fabric and linen in. So you got to get your order in. I was kind of waiting to see what I was going to order for winter and fall stitches before I started trying to pick fabric. Because I originally I went with all neutrals. There's a variety of dark to light neutrals and a couple peachy linens that I got either at market or from Jody to support summer and spring stitching and in some winter. But if you're going to do colors, in my opinion, and my preference, it's my preference, you stitch what makes you happy. I like warm, darker colors for my winter stitches. But this is the border. If those of you following me on my other channel, The Bougie Stitchers with my sister, you will know that I had to rip out like most of this because I miscounted. And I don't know how I did it, but I did it. And by the time you can see where not too bad, but anyways, I'm a few lines off. I was like 2 or 3 lines off at the beginning. Like I started in the total, I think I started up here, or maybe, oh, sorry, you can't see. I started in the wrong spot off the star. It was completely, I just didn't pay attention where I stuck my needle up. I don't know what I did. I made a mistake. I had to start it over. So that's 32 count. I love stitching on 36. 36 is my jam. It's my jam for a couple reasons. One, I don't need any help seeing it. Light in my glasses, I'm fine. I don't like stitching on 36 count in the car. Nope, not even a little bit. Because you got to be able to count the linens, and if you hit a bump, you're over a linen before you know it, and your whole stitches are off. But I do stitch 36 count for the most part. In a hotel room, in a car, not in a car, in a hotel room, in my living room, at work, at my old job. This is a 36 count Atomic Ranch. I think it's like Christmas night or Christmas dawn. And I love it. But you gotta have good light because it's dark, right? You gotta be able to see it. But it just makes me happy. The color makes me happy. This weekend in Maine, I picked up a red from Atomic Ranch. Fox, Faws maybe. Anyways, light matters, color matters. Your linen really is, your linen or your Aida is your backdrop to, it's like the wall. It's like, you know, your walls in your house are painted the color that you love, and then you just make everything happen on top of that. So it's not meant to be the shining star. Though it's beautiful, and it definitely will bring people's eyes into your stitches. Your stitches are what makes your art. And your ability to blend things. I'm not taking away from that being important, but I just wanted to give you my thoughts on how I pick linen and Aida. Like, it has to be the perfect backdrop. And it has to make you happy, and you have to be able to stitch on it. There's lots of factors. And what's right for you is not right for someone else. So don't let somebody tell you you have to do it a certain way. Do it the way it makes you happy. Use your stash. I try to save all my scraps where I can and stitch away. I'm learning. I've got a couple stitches that are in my basket by my stitching chair. And I'm putting 3 fabrics together for one project. That's something I've never done before. I'm experimenting with it. No judging. All right. Now, currently, I've got 2 shop stitches that I'm working on. The first one is Stacy Nash, Jenny. She's a wren. She's not a quail. She's not a turkey. I say that because that's what I was calling her. She's a wren. And there's a really sweet viewer that says, try wren. And I was like, yes, thank you. But if you know what a female quail looks like, they're just as boring. And there's a reason. I know in nature you want they're light and brown in color because they become camouflaging with the prairie. So, and the men are vibrant and they die more often because people can see them. But she's a wren. These are the called for colors with some added in. Originally, her dress should have been barn gray. And I'm stitching her in Tropical Ocean. And I think the flowers are supposed to be in like this claret, I think is what it is. Or Weathered Barn, sorry. And I am stitching them in Sweet Petunia. I don't know, they make me happy. And it's my stitch. So here she is so far. I'm doing mine on it was a 36 count. It's a 36 count. It's a Cedar River. I don't know which one. I said Coffee Stain last time, but after spending some time with Coffee Stain, it's not dark enough to be Coffee Stain. So I'm wrong. But she was a piece that was in my stash. So maybe this, let me see, hang on. Maybe this is a Bestitch Me. Maybe it's not a Jody fabric. All right, clearly I need to do a better job of marking my fabric. But with animal crackers, it doesn't matter because they're made to be stand-ups unless you don't want them to be. So you're going to cut pretty tight around your stitch. Not real tight, but like maybe within an inch. And then you're going to stitch it. Or you can put it in a frame, whatever makes you happy. But the one thing I did not think about when I was putting this together is you see the white. It's a cream color. What color is it? It is specifically, it's roasted marshmallow. And it's kind of close to the fabric color. Not exactly, but close. So I probably need, or maybe I won't, I'll see when I'm done, is to put a little back stitch right here. This is really the only spot in the whole piece where you're not, where it just blends a little tighter. I should have probably used a darker one, but I just really pulled from stash. And I was kind of far along before I decided I wanted to make different decisions. I sure wish I could get this lighting right this time. I've started this video, if I didn't already say this, a few times because I had a coughing fit. I went and made some tea. I'm winning today, but there's a few second places. Let's just say it like that. A few second places today. Oh, did I share my quote today? I don't know. We might be all over the place here. But my inspiration on Tuesday was, every flower that blooms has to go through a whole lot of dirt. Tuesday, my internet wasn't working. Well, I mean, it was just a moment in my life, but it's working now, just fine. My husband, he's amazing. He's the IT guru. I am the IT nimwit, which is not negative self-talk. It's just, that's not where my strength lies. And I just sat here frustrated while he sat there and troubleshot everything and was on the phone with the company. But it's working now. Good to know. All right, the next piece that I'm going to start stitching for the shop is From Velvet to Linen by Kathy Barrick. This stitch, just, I can't tell you. I fell in love with the original photo of it. Now this is the picture of it done in velvet, and this is the linen. Beautiful. So Vicki Clayton does an NPI. She stitched it, or her model stitcher. I don't know who did. Maybe she stitched it. It was done on 40 count almond milk from Grace Notes, and she stitched it using needlepoint silk. I'm not using needlepoint silk. I am using Vicki Clayton silks. I don't sell Vicki Clayton silks, but I love them. I didn't know I loved them until I had a very kind viewer over on our other channel, The Bougie Stitchers, new to me category, say, have you tried Vicki Clayton silks? And I was like, no. She's like, I want to send you some. And she was so sweet. She sent me 3. She sent a white, a red, and a blue. And then she sent me a free pattern. Like, she just picked a free pattern somewhere, and it was from the Fat Quarter Shop. It was one of their freebies, and it was an American flag. It was like a little stitch, and I loved stitching with Vicki Clayton silks. So I emailed Vicki Clayton and said, do you have a conversion from velvet to linen? She asked me to send her a copy of this, and she gave me the conversion. And she gave me, I don't have it out here. She gave me the this to this, this to this. And so then what I did is I made a copy of this. I cut this here, and I added her conversion numbers in here. And I was like, and that's how we're going to go. So I have decided to stitch it on a Bestitch Me from my Fabric of the Month club called Willow, which is, maybe that's what that is. No, I don't know. Willow. To me, it reminds me of what's in the picture. It's close. It's what I had on hand. I'd already purchased it. And then the only expense I had besides the pattern was to add these into the mix. And I'm super excited. That's my this weekend start. And what have I got in plan? Ooh, there's a lot of what-is. What am I doing that's new for the shop this week? So I am getting ready to put on a stitch along, a sew along, a start along. It's a sal. But what I want to do is I am putting together the kits for Patriotic You by Annie the Proper Stitcher. And this is going to be added in as one of my summer stitches. So it's a 70 by 70. I think it'll take us a week. Maybe not, maybe longer. But I want to have everything ready in the shop for you to come and purchase, if you don't have it already, some needle bling from, well, let's call it stitching accessories, stitching jewelry, stitch jewelry. So I've been working with Christina from Ziggy's Closet, and she's sending, and they're in the mail. I got the notification that they will be here, I think next week, early next week, maybe Monday. They are thread keeps. There are, maybe, I don't remember. I ordered a lot of stuff from her. Some of it, though, is for this stitch. I am not going to recommend whatever fabric you want to stitch on. I'm going to recommend whatever fabric you want to stitch on. You pick from your stash, because it's a 70 by 70. The finished stitch size is 4 3/8 by 4 3/8. So you only need a 7 by 7 piece of fabric. Right? 4, so 5. No, you need a 9 by 9. That's 2 inches on each side if you're a center starter. Or if you're a corner starter, you just go 2 inches down, 2 in. There we go. All right, so that's what we do. That's what we're gonna do. I was able to see her U series at Market and then again last week in Maine. And here's what I think. I think you can stitch most of this with DMC. Here's my opinion. Where are you going to spend your money? I think DMC. What I think you should do though is you should use a variegated for the sheep. Because that's really where you're going to get your money. That is really, I'm trying to make sure you can see it close. It's a lot of stitches together and you want to see movement because, you know, sheep's wool has movement. So I don't think the red, the white, the blue needs a over dye. Annie did stitch it using Weeks Dye Works, Chai, Baked Apple, Collards, Whiskey, Blue Heron, Chestnut, Lily Pad, Twilight, Lancaster Red, Yukon Gold, Whitewash, Parchment, and then Onyx. And then she threw a couple DMCs. But Annie's really good about providing in her charts the DMC conversions. So what I'm going to do in the shop is build some thread packs, and I'm going to pick one over dye, and that's the color for the sheep. And that's what I would change on here. So I'll do a few thread packs. I've got needle and stitching bling, stitching jewelry coming from Christina's. And you can just go and pick. You don't feel like you have to. If you've already got the pattern and you just want the floss and the bling, just let me know. That's what we'll stitch up. But that's going to be active in the shop here. Probably not, maybe the end of next week, beginning of the week after. And perfect time to pick up your stitches here for us to start a summer start. And I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to continue hosting a U series for like the next year. We'll just pick one of her U's. She's got Christmas U's, a winter U, a hoppy U, an Easter U, a spring U, more of a spring than an Easter, but a sew U. She's done a really awesome job of promoting and blending these U patterns. So I'm super excited to bring more into the shop and then bring in some accessories and some floss packs to go with these. And when we get on the road and the doors are open, they'll be an easy pick up and grab and go. So that's what I'm focusing on for the summer. Bringing in a few more summer patterns, and I'm really excited about fall. One, if you know my sister and I from our other channel, you know we're some Halloween fools. So there's some Halloween patterns coming. There are Christmas patterns coming. There are fall, Thanksgiving. I was on a turkey stitch the other year. I don't know. I say year. 2 years ago. I wanted to stitch all things turkey. And so I'm really trying to get those wrapped up so that I have some turkey stitches in my house for Thanksgiving. But I also wanted to bring some turkey stitches into the shop. So our Thanksgiving, I know, is in November. Other countries celebrate Thanksgiving in different times, meaning like Canada stitches, Canada's Thanksgiving is in October. So I just want to be sure everyone has choices. I do not sell to Canada yet, but I'm going to, in a few months, figure that out so I can do that for our stitchers outside the border, outside the American border. So we're working on that. All right, what else have I got? Oh, I have some, the Jean Farish alphabet workbooks are, in fact, in the mail to me today. So I did reorder more of those. There's a couple other patterns that seem to have gone pretty quickly. There are still a few Emily Calls Straighten Your Crown patterns left. I don't have any more kits left, but I do have the pattern. And she will start to sell those in PDF probably in June from her site. I will not carry PDF patterns. I haven't quite figured that out. I'm excited to maybe understand that a little bit more. And if you're a PDF stitcher, you can buy the PDF. You still got to get your floss and linen from somewhere, so not selling the pattern doesn't really hurt my feelings. If you're a PDF stitcher, I hope you can get it and you get it how you want it. Like that's what it's all about. It's our craft. Oh, I'm making everyone seasick. Sorry about that. All right. Last but not least, we've talked about linen as the backdrop. We've talked about velvet. We've talked about the 2 stitches I'm working on for the shop. All right. Hey, may your stitches lie flat. That's important. Give yourself the grace to learn, create, believe in yourself, and more importantly, straighten somebody's crown. Because we might not have the answers alone, but together we're going to make something beautiful. If you would be a peach and like and subscribe and comment on this channel, I would appreciate it. And if you need to reach out for the store, that email is below. And I can't wait to talk about something new and exciting next week. Until then, happy stitching.